from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. We got Francis Maxwell, who was, in Arkansas, and Donna Young, who was on a call from Barrie, Ontario. But right now, we are September the 12th. We are 9:30 Eastern Time. That means it's training time. It's our special Super Wednesday, if you want to call it. We have the best of the best in the industry, no doubt about it, who's our keynote speaker and trainer tonight. That's why I pleaded with Francis to let me introduce this man, bring him on, and let people know really what they're in store for, who he is, really what makes Joe Garcia click. Well, first of all, let's start with how long's he been around? He's been in this industry just under 20 years. Is he a millionaire? Sure. Is he a millionaire twice over, 3 times? Absolutely. He's got properties all over the darn place. He's traveling all over the place. I can't believe it. I don't know what country he's in half the time, but you know what? He's put a wonderful blend in there with his home life and family life, and he treats his family, and he brought them all into Florida for a treat down in his condo there, and, he was just over in Paris. He's been back in Russia training and building over there. But this man he's just a genius when it comes to this business. What's he done? He's built right from ground floor the first university site ever in direct marketing, period. SteamTeam.ca. Dial it up. You want to learn how to be a guru in this industry? Just follow all of the presenters, all of the info and data that's there stored waiting to help you build. He's created that. He runs the most powerful team in the company. But with no shadow of a doubt, there's people outside our company tap into his training. They come in and plagiarize some of the stuff Joey's doing because they want to bring it back to their camp. He is brilliant. He's done research and homework. He's done it all to make it come together and be the best leader he can be in the thousands and thousands of people he's mentored and the thousands and thousands of people he's been on that are on his team now. Without further ado, I'm going to bring you on and bring him on, the absolute superstar in NHT Global, the one and only, my personal friend, the great Mr. Joe Garcia. The training is yours, sir.
Thank you, Jeffrey. How's it going, buddy? Welcome back to Canada.
It's going fantastic, Joe. It's good to be back up north here for a little while, and just like you, we'll all be heading back down south before we can say boo.
Very good. Thanks very much for the kind introduction. You got me fired up. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and pleasure to share with you here tonight. It's actually going to be quite a quick training compared to most of the ones that I've done. Just to give you a little heads up, Jeff had shared with you the SteamTeam.ca site. That actually site is being revamped. If you go there right now, you'll see a brand new site there. Have some patience as all the new webinar trainings and leadership trainings that have been developed here over the last 90 days will be up on that site probably in the next week, so there's lots of work still to be done, but love to get your feedback on the new site and the navigation part of it and how easy it is to download things, et cetera, et cetera. I appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's training is all about no. Not yes, but no. And I realized a long time ago, and this is critical as business people, as marketers, as entrepreneurs, as network marketing people, global entrepreneurs, you need to write this down. Our business is all about marketing. Whether you're marketing shoes, you're marketing hats, you're marketing direct sales products like we have, health and nutrition and beauty products, et cetera, marketing yourself. Our business is all about marketing, all about prospecting, all about developing your contact base. This is what we do. Just think about this for a second, guys, and write this down. If you get good at one thing in this business, which is marketing and prospecting, you will have a better chance of succeeding long term than someone that doesn't develop that skill set. When I got started in this industry, I started writing down all the attributes that I felt I needed to develop in my business. And the number one on that list was prospecting and recruiting. And I thought, if I could get really good at doing this and work the numbers and show the business and bring people in and consistently do that, I will fail my way to the top. That was the way I was thinking about way back when, 19 years ago, when I got started in this industry, June 23rd, 1993. And I was right, ladies and gentlemen. I got real good at prospecting because of one thing. I did the numbers, and I got more no's than anybody else in terms of my peer group. So to get started and understanding that kind of concept, this was my philosophy. I had to understand the difference between an employee mindset and an entrepreneurial mindset. Here's what employees do. I can't wait till it's Friday. Can't wait till it's a weekend. Here's what employees do. I want a raise despite I'm not giving more value to the company. I want a raise. I deserve it. I deserve more money because I'm king. Employees complain constantly that they're not making enough money. They have that instant gratification. They have that entitlement attitude. I deserve it. I should get paid what I'm worth. You know, and I can go on and on with regards to the employee mindset. Then you have the entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurs understand that it takes time to build a life. It takes time to build a vision. Entrepreneurs understand it's all about improving the skill sets. It's all about personal development, working on yourself every single day. Entrepreneurs understand that results are tied to the skill sets that you develop. Entrepreneurs understand that it takes, on average, ladies and gentlemen, on average, 3 to 5 years just to start showing a profit. Revenue Canada, the IRS in the U.S., Revenue Canada up here in Canada, they have actually literally a rule that they never audit anybody that's in business in the first 3 to 5 years because they understand that most business ever don't make a profit. Entrepreneurs understand the 10,000-hour rule. There's a great book. Many of you have heard of this in some of my previous trainings called The Tipping Point. Malcolm Gladwell is a bestseller, New York Post bestseller. And Malcolm Gladwell studies successful people in that book. And basically the biggest thing that I got from that book, and I'm going to paraphrase him, basically he shared with everybody in that book that it took at least 10,000 hours for the billionaires that he studied, for the multimillionaire superstar athletes. It took at least 10,000 hours of practice in their field before they started seeing major results. 10,000 hours. We just got through an Olympics. Entrepreneurs, these athletes are entrepreneurs, where they've taken a lifetime, almost a lifetime from, I went to college in the U.S., Jacksonville University, and then I came up here to Canada, and I had a scholarship in soccer, and every morning when I would go work out, there were the college I was at, there was an Olympic gymnast program where you had kids, little girls, little boys, 5, 6, 7 years old that were groomed in gymnastics, and they were there every morning at 6 o'clock, 2.5 hours before they went to school, and then 2 or 3 hours after school. 6, 7 years old, practicing and developing themselves. Entrepreneurs are all in. They have that all-in mentality. All-in mentality. Employees, geez, I can't wait till it's Friday. I don't like Mondays. I think there was a great song. I don't like Mondays. And entrepreneurs believe and they strive for where every day is a weekend. Today, when people ask me, Joe, have a great weekend, I said, every day is a weekend for me. That's my attitude. Employee mindset, entrepreneurial mindset. The hardest thing that I've had to teach, and all our leaders, and Jeff will vouch for that too, is when we're working with someone and helping them develop them, The hardest thing that we know it takes time is to help those people get from a paycheck mentality to a earning commission mentality, to an employee mentality, to a entrepreneur mentality. Sometimes it takes time. It takes 2, 3, 4 years for people to help develop themselves. When I got started in this industry, that was the hardest thing that I had to work on for myself. I can remember the first 6 to 12 months where I realized no one's going to pay me. I had to bust my butt to feed my family. I had to get out there and break through my comfort zone, and I got to tell you, because I knew no one else was going to pay the bills. I had to bust my butt because I didn't want to look like a fool in my family. So I was breaking through my comfort zone constantly. There's something said, ladies and gentlemen, for the right person. When you cut all ties, and you're forced to work, you have nowhere else to go, for the right person, great things happen. But when you're comfortable, where you always have a paycheck there for you, no matter what you do in the business, many times that keeps people from reaching their goals, because being comfortable is the devil in distraction. Think about that. Entrepreneurs understand the magic of consistency. I'm really big on consistency. Every single day I'm doing the same things over and over again. I'm making sure that even at my level, even at all the years of prospecting and developing this organization, I'm still in those trenches, because I know as a leader that I've got to teach what I do, not what I learned, not what I saw in a book or read in a book, not what I've learned from another leader. It's what I do. I was on a training call last week, over the weekend. I was invited by a gentleman I really respect in this industry. He's been in the industry as long as I have, and he wanted me to listen to this superstar mentor that he had, which I was aware of, and I've read some of this stuff in the past. In the first 10 minutes with this gentleman, I knew with all my soul that this gentleman checked out of his business. He was not doing what he was teaching. He'd done it in the past, that's for sure, but he was not doing what he's teaching. And I felt by the end of the call that he lost touch. He lost touch with some of the concepts that he was talking about. He lost touch because he was not doing them. This is why in sports, the most respected coaches, rarely you get the case where you have a coach that's never played and had this huge success, but never really played in the pros. The most respected coaches usually have either paid their price for 15, 20, 30, 40 years assistant-wise, and eventually went head coach. But most of the respected coaches are the ones that have done it, was there, that can understand and relate to that. Entrepreneurs understand overcoming of obstacles. They understand that every day represents an opportunity that defines them as a person. There's been many challenges, in any network marketing company that's been around for at least 10 years, you go through a lot of different challenges, a lot of different obstacles. I have many kinds. My first 4 years in NHT, I probably had to rebuild 3 or 4 times from scratch. That's what happens when you pioneer. That's what happens when you stick your neck out there. With me, it was never safe. But I understood that every time I went and accomplished and overcame an obstacle, it made me closer to my goals. I was always having my focus on the end in mind, because I was consistently working the business every single day. I showed the universe that I was serious. I was all in working the business every single day, prospecting 2 to 3 people a day, putting people through the pipeline, no matter how much money I was making, no matter how much great momentum that was happening, still doing those little things. So my philosophy when I got started, is I recognized that I needed to do the numbers because my skill sets weren't there. I leveraged off my business partners, my mentors, the people that already had the skill sets. I would recommend if you're new to the business here with NHT, or you're looking to get involved with NHT, you need to get in with your mentors, your coaches, and you need to leverage their skill sets in helping you get the results quicker. And if you do that, don't do it alone. Don't go and show the business alone and do all those things. Work with your mentor, your leader, and they can help you reduce your learning curve, get your better results. But I also understood that I needed to start to ride the bike myself. I needed to make mistakes. So my philosophy was I was going to face rejection head on. I was going to get the no's. So I would work out a plan with myself, not just contacting people, to go in a 90-day blitz where I was going to say, I'm going to get 25 no's this week. I'm going to get 50 no's this week. I'm going to get 10 no's a day. I would set goals like that and contact people and deliberately try to get a no right away. I didn't care. I was just looking for that person to say, yes, I want to look at the business. I want to get to the next phase, et cetera, et cetera. And that, for me, I know better today where I could pick and choose who I want to work with. I have better skill sets because of all the no's I've received. But through the trenches, I was able to get better and better and better with prospecting and recruiting and marketing. So that philosophy allowed me to face rejection every single day and not worry about someone telling me no. I didn't care. You know, there were times that I got it's only human nature that you had one or two people that you really wanted to get in the business and something didn't really happen and they said no, or they were rude or those kind of things. You know, in the early years, you know, I would hang up the phone and go, what was that? You know, you sometimes would take it personally. But I had to go through things to understand that's okay. It's their loss. Here's human nature, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you need to understand, is when you understand what your why is, and I'm not going to spend too much time here on your why because we have a plethora of trainings on why it's so important to have your why. Be very specific in your why. Do the detail where you can visualize it to the detail. If you don't know that, you don't have that, it's going to be very difficult to reach your destination here and go up the ranks in the NHT recognition plan. So you need to understand and be very detailed on what your why is. I had a defining moment a couple of months before I got started in network marketing. I had enough. I started writing a vision of what my life would look like. I wanted to work from home. I wanted an opportunity where I can make money while I sleep. This is before I could spell network marketing. Didn't know what network marketing was. I wrote those things down. 2 months later, because I was so focused on that why, I was introduced to network marketing in the library. Looking back, that wasn't a coincidence. And then when I was invited to a business presentation, sitting in the back of the room, guys, sitting in the back of the room, it was a Saturday, Super Saturday training, sitting in the back of the room. I knew with all my heart, within a couple of minutes, that was going to be the vehicle to my dreams. Network marketing, I absolutely had no doubt because I was in line, so focused on what I wanted. So going back to my philosophy, the 500 no's, I knew, and I had it written down, that if I got to 500 no's, I would have got a number of yeses along the way. And I knew by the time I got to 500 no's, I would be really good at prospecting and communicating and understanding this principle. And I thought about this the other day. The iPhone 5 is coming out. They're releasing it on Friday where you can pre-order it. My son, who's a techie, anything with Apple, he wants to buy it. He wants me to pre-order for him. Funny how he can use our money, Jeff, and pre-order that. I need it. So he's going to be 21. I'm going to get him an iPhone 5 Friday. He wants to pre-order it, and it's not something he needs. He already has an iPhone, but it's something he wants. So I'm thinking millions of people, not around the world, are going to line up on Friday to be one of the first to have that iPhone 5. And around the world, I would say a huge percentage of those people can't really afford literally that phone. Why do they buy it? It's because they want it. Not that they need it, they want it. So people do not buy things that they need. In most cases, they'll buy things first what they want. Think about that. So I started learning this about in my prospecting, because I got to the 200 no's, the 300 no's, 400 no's. And you'll find when you start to identify the people that want the business compared to the people that need the business, now you've got the magic of prospecting. You got the magic of what happens in building an organization. Because the people that need this business, even if they sign up, they will probably will not do much in the business. But if you have someone that wants the business, that's really tied into the why, watch out, step out of the way, those people are going places. Human psychology. You're guaranteed by the 500th no that you will get real good at prospecting. You're going to develop a higher conscious level. And you'll develop and definitely sign up lots of new people. Here's the thing. In our comp plan, we have $1 million earners in our comp plan that have sponsored no more than 10 or 11 people because they got real good at understanding the principle of want and need and identifying talent, et cetera, et cetera. Because our comp plan is so great, got 2 businesses, sponsor one on the left, one on the right, and these people obviously have gone out and have several leaders in one leg, several leaders in another leg, and it just exploded. But what I recommend that all of us do on a consistent basis, just for the sake of becoming that great leader and to guarantee your success, is you do the numbers. When you start doing the numbers in anything, you will become a 10%er, a 20%er. You will be part of the 20% league here. Here's one of the things that I've recognized over the years, and this is another reason why I developed that philosophy. You ever, for those of you who've been in this business long enough, who have developed an organization, can relate to this. Just think about the times where you felt that very little was going on in your business, your growth of your business wasn't really there. You tend to be a little bit negative, or things affected you, or no affected you. Think back about those times, and I will bet, I'll actually put money on this, that you probably had very few people in the pipeline. Pipeline is your prospects, how many people you have talked to that are in the pipeline in the process of making the decision. And I see it all over the world today. I was on a conference call the other day, and there was one leader that was a little negative. She's been struggling in the business. Her volume was not where she wanted it to be. And I had to tell her, I had to ask her, how many people you have in the pipeline? Oh, my people are not doing anything. I don't care about your people. I'm caring about you right now. I'm telling her. It's because your people will do what you do. How many people you have in the pipeline? Well, Joe, 3, 4, 5 people. Well, no wonder you're negative, because 4 or 5 of those people say no. You're not building any momentum. It's immediately going to impact you. Speed of the leader determines the speed of the group. All major leaders, great leaders, understand that personal success is tied to personal responsibility. And it's amazing when someone sponsors a new gold or platinum, they could have been negative for the previous week, but that day they're on cloud 9. All their problems seem to go away because they sponsor that person. So in order for me to have that right mindset on a daily basis and develop that philosophy, I knew inherently I had to build a lot of people in the pipeline. So I wasn't attached to the result, particularly the no. So encourage your people, encourage your organization, push them, communicate with them that they've got to continually prospect, continually to have people in the pipeline, continually show your group or an organization what you're doing. The greatest leaders are the ones that lead by example. Just imagine, and I've got everyone here in the organization, but just imagine you have a good percentage of people in your organization that have this philosophy that I had, that are shooting for those 500 no's. Just imagine, I love that word, just imagine how many volume you will create, how many people that you will come to director level and the gold director level and the emerald director level. How many great things will happen in your organization? Don't get comfortable. You know, and this is something that I see it in this industry, where you reach certain goals and you get excited and great things are happening, but again, your team's always looking at you. And one of the great aspects to the universe is the universe will always teach you a lesson. So I'm always battling against becoming comfortable. It's easy for me to do it. Just this year alone, I've been to Paris with my family, Florida with my family. My wife and I were in Hawaii together. This year alone, I've been to Siberia, Russia. I've been to France, southern France, this year alone. Not all for business, ladies and gentlemen, just to have fun. So I've been to Los Angeles, California, for a great trip over there to Hollywood. So just all these things, it's easy for me to get comfortable, but I'm always pushing myself to get better, showing people what it takes to get to the next level. I'm not telling them, I'm showing them. Greatest leaders are the ones that lead by example. And this is one of the probably my favorite quote. I've got it up here in my office when it comes to this philosophy by Michael Jordan, probably the greatest basketball player ever lived, an incredible athlete. And this was his philosophy. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games on 26 occasions. I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I failed over and over again in my life. And that's precisely why I succeed. If I were him, I would probably have used a different terminology than failed. Is that those experiences allowed him to precisely succeed and why he succeeded. So the message for tonight is understanding yourself in terms of the employee mindset or the entrepreneur mindset, and understanding that to get better, you need to experience the experiences. To get better at prospecting, you got to do the numbers. And I can guarantee you, you hit 500 no's, you will be earning a minimum of $10,000 a month. Minimum, if you do it right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for jumping on here tonight. Thanks, Jeff, for the great introduction, for pouring on the energy at the beginning of this call. Guys, we're going to have Dan Cotto next Wednesday. We had a little issue a few weeks ago with his training. He's going to do the same training over again, the East and West, East versus the West. Let's build for it over the next week. Great things are happening here in NHT. And we've just one more thing here. We just actually introduced a memory book. I've got it sitting here on my desk, and it's probably the greatest catalog / promotional book that I've ever seen in this industry. It's a great tool. There's only a limited amount of supply in North American office. I checked today, and they sold close to 900 catalogs so far for the first 2 days. So they're going to be running out very soon over the next couple of weeks. So I would recommend that you get each one of your distributors here in North America to get this memory book. Particularly, this will help them in prospecting locally when they're doing the one-on-ones and two-on-ones. You know, they can zip through this memory book and show, you know, the story of NHT, great pictures. You know, Jeff Orchard is in here, and Francis Maxwell, who just did the presentations in here, and many of our other top leaders around the globe. So, guys, thanks for jumping on here tonight. We've got 3 months left to the end of the year, and let's go out and focus on that massive action the next 90 days. In 2013, will you be your best year ever? Don't wait till 2013. Start massively doing what you need to do over the next 90 days. Watch what happens to your check in 2013. Thanks very much for jumping on here tonight. God bless. It's been an honor and pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye.